Okay, yay! Welcome back to the one and only unscripted podcast.
Yay! Wow, it's been a while. Maybe not for
It
you
has
guys.
really been a while.
I don't think. But for us, it's been quite some time.
It has been quite some time. And we're happy to be back because it's not only us that's gonna be talking today.
Yeah, we have a special episode just for you today. Because-
So we have a guest, and should we reveal the name of our guest, or
Yeah.
should we let? Okay, so our guest today, her name is.
Celine Ray!
Hi!
Hi, Celine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Okay.
Well, truth being said, I was actually the one who asked to be in this podcast. Because I thought, why not?
No, exactly. Honestly, for everyone listening, if you ask to be in our podcast, you will be in our podcast.
Yeah.
It's like
cool.
a true example of like shooting your shot, even in real life too.
Yeah. I was actually surprised because I was kind of a little bit joking with you guys when I said, "Can I be on your podcast?" But then you guys responded very positively, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be so exciting!"
Yay! Well, I am excited. Maybe Sal, do you wanna tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Well, where should I start? What should I introduce? My name and
Sure.
what else?
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Anything
I
and
mean,
everything.
just name and then everything. We want to know everything about you.
Yes.
so is this podcast gonna be about me?
Yes.
Yes.
So, well, that's scary. But okay, going back, my name is Celine Ray. Everybody usually call me Celine or Lynn or Sal. You can call me whatever you want. And I'm a university student majoring in interior design. And I'm actually on my last semester, about to graduate. Yay!
That is very
So that's a little bit about me.
exciting.
Yay, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, you did that so well. I feel like almost everyone, if they were asked to like introduce themselves, they would be like, I don't know what to say. But you
Really?
you did that so well.
Yay. I'm glad. This is a good start, I guess. Well,
And
is there...
Celine, where
Well-
are you based right now?
Yeah? I'm
Are
sorry,
you in
can you repeat?
Indonesia?
No, I'm not in Indonesia.
Plot
Wait.
twist.
I'm on a magical
not?
island.
She's far, far away where Shrek lives.
Yeah, because I can't live with COVID.
Oh,
No, I'm just joking.
Honestly,
I'm in Indonesia. Right now I'm in Jakarta. Where are you both? You're both in Jakarta, right?
yeah.
I thought we were on the same magical island here,
Yeah.
Well, I can see that you're floating on space.
right?
Oh, yeah. For those of you
That's-
listening, go to
yeah.
our YouTube to find out what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Good.
forgot because I
You
was
hope
seeing the video.
What were you gonna say, Joe? About? Oh no, Celine, were you gonna say something?
No, I was about to ask. I thought you just went back from somewhere, Darren. Because I saw
no.
your Instagram.
You went on a little vacation.
When?
Yeah,
I think it was like a few weeks
ago. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. That was like beginning of May, I think.
Was it?
No,
What
beginning of June.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Beginning of June.
I was about to
Yeah.
say,
Where did you
like,
go?
time is not a thing anymore right
Yeah.
now.
No, I think it was beginning of June. Yeah, time is a really weird concept. But I did went on like a vacation. More like a staycation. We just stayed at a villa and then with my family. So, yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
I
must
saw
be
your
nice.
post on Instagram and I was a little jealous.
Yeah.
Because,
Honestly.
you know, it seems really relaxing and serene, and I thought, wow, that's so cool. Meanwhile, I'm stuck here at home.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, we had like a lot of concerns with that as well. We took lots of precautions and we are like, okay, we really need the whole, the whole family members were like, we're just tired of it. Maybe it would be less because, it was a road trip, so we didn't go out. We just went with our cars, really simple. And we didn't
Yes,
go
but
anywhere like near the crowd.
Yeah, but you're actually lucky because you went there before COVID really soared up high, right? The numbers of people affected by COVID soared up high. So I guess
Yeah.
you're lucky.
I would say I was lucky too. But just to like update our listeners, as we're speaking right now, Jakarta is just
On
Java
full-
and Bali is just like we're doing so bad.
Yeah, we're on
Right,
full
guys?
lockdown right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So,
Which
yeah,
I think it's
not
worse.
doing great.
It's worse than when it started, like a year and
think
a half
so.
ago. But
Yeah.
hopefully, this will be like the start of an end to this whole thing.
Yeah, because they say, right, sometimes it went a lot of. I mean, sometimes things went downhill before it went uphill again.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case
Right.
with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I feel like in the U.S. everything's like going back to normal.
Yeah.
Like Broadway is opening.
Mostly.
That's all I know. And LA is mostly open too. Like if you're vaccinated,
Mhm.
you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Which
That's what I
is-
heard.
That's what I heard too, but I never really opened the news
I don't
to
either.
see.
I watch YouTube.
Yes, I'm not quite that updated because hearing news from Indonesia only really stressed me out. So I thought, like, just find other things to focus on too.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Well, Australia is back in lockdown too. So that makes me feel
Really?
a little better about
Yeah,
Indonesia.
yeah, Australia went back to lockdown.
Yeah, because there were like 200 cases, I think, new cases throughout the whole Australia. So that's why they did another round of lockdown.
So are you both gonna have your graduation here through online in Jakarta?
Oh, I'm not graduating anytime soon
Oh, I see, I see.
because I'm
Oh my
taking
God.
part time.
I mean, I graduate. Oh, you're still doing part time, Joe?
I'm doing one class per trimester now. So it's gonna go by very slow. So I have no idea when I'm graduating. I'm fine. It's fine.
We'll just
But
enjoy.
I think that's actually good though because like you're taking your time, right? You're taking your time to really
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
enjoy.
And like I don't really want to like pay a lot of money to do everything online, especially with like music theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see your point,
We're in the
right?
same boat.
What about
But
you, dear?
if we're talking, oh, okay. I was
What
going to.
Oh,
ask
sorry. No, continue.
No, you're fine. Well, a bit about me is I also on the same boat with Joe because I don't want to take classes online. So I haven't started college, but answering Celine's question, I actually graduated high school last year, and I graduated at home. So
How was that?
yeah, it's like a virtual graduation. It was fun. Totally like a new experience because I would have guessed not celebrating it with my family is like such a big miss. So now that I was given the chance to celebrate with my whole family, including my grandma, who I know, like she just couldn't fly to America for love of
Yeah.
me. So I'm glad to celebrate it with her as well. So that was one good thing about graduating at home. But I was going to ask Celine because Celine is here. She has a different major than both of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how does doing interior design work online?
Well,
Like, do you like
actually,
it?
I really enjoy it because, okay, I need to tell you guys first that during this COVID season, I was entering semester five. And during semester five, we only did like part time or internship. So there was no class at all. We only went to the office, or if we have our own company built, then we can work on our company. But if we don't, we have to do internship. So there was no class at all. In fact, we only learn new things from our office. So I was pretty satisfied and not that worried. I mean, my studies doesn't really get that affected at that much. Yeah.
So what
That's
about now?
interior design.
Are you still doing like internship right now, or because this is your
No, no,
last
no, no.
semester, right?
For my last semester, I need to do proposal and final work, like designing museums, hotels, or anything else. Yeah, like big project. But for the internship program, it only lasted for 6 months maximum. If we want to extend, it's actually up to us. But I think 6 months is enough. I want to explore many other things. I mean, I don't know what you guys. There's a common thing between the three of us, which is we all work in art industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. Is there like, do you like to explore other things in art beside your major? Because I like to do that. I don't know about you guys. I want to hear from you guys.
Well, for me, I feel like I don't know what else I'm good at, so I usually stick to theater. Because here's the thing, I can't draw, I can't paint. You know what I mean? And I mean like I've tried it before, but I'm just not good at it. So, yeah, but I've been sewing a lot.
Yeah, that was what I was about to mention to you. I thought you're good at sewing. You know, you make a lot of handcrafted things. How about you, Darren?
Well, for me, I would say my response is more or less same like Joe. I feel like in the arts industry, I would say theater is like, yeah, because I'm doing it. But if I had to choose another career path in the same kind of field, I would go to music because I love playing musical instruments. I play the piano, but also I'm like super interested in learning violin, ukulele, guitar, all these string instruments. I'm kind of into it. Like I want to be in an orchestra. If I couldn't make it to theater, I want to be in an orchestra. Like I don't know. It looks and sounds pretty cool, and maybe I could be in a church choir. I don't know. Like that would be like my last option to be in a church choir.
But
But
okay,
yeah.
I see. But it got me thinking. What made you guys pick art as your major? Like, what made you guys decide? Okay, I'm gonna pursue art.
Wow, she's giving us hard questions.
Yeah, she's giving us like, I need to think about this.
I think I have
Oh
the
wait,
same
can we
answer as
start
before.
with Celine
Yeah,
answering
honestly,
why
yes.
she picked interior design?
Please.
Then we'll have our time to think about us.
So
Ours.
okay, so I'm gonna be the one answering the question first. Why I decided to pursue art as my, as a major that I want to focus on. I think actually as a young young people. I mean, right now we're still young, right? But there's just a lot of things that keeps on changing inside of us and around us, right? At that time, I wasn't certain on which major should I pick. The only thing I knew is that I was good at art since I was probably kindergarten. I like to draw, I like, flowers, and I'm not good at numbers. All I know is that I'm not good at numbers. So entering a major with number is actually not on my list. It's like, no, I won't go there. I won't touch that major. So the only option, I wasn't left with much option, only in arts. I was thinking fashion or architecture, and then interior. Interior was actually my last, I mean, it's last in the list. And then I remember I only have 1 month left before actually entering university. And so I thought, okay, I'll just go with interior design. I'll just go with my gut. I mean, I love designing rooms. I love looking at good designs. And so I thought, I'll just give this a go. I know I'm good at arts. I mean, I can learn a lot more here because I thought that interior design can give many aspects of art, like not only how you see elements, how you see lights, but how you actually be one with the nature. And I think that is what makes interior design unique, a unique major. And so when I first started learning about interior design, I only fell more and more in love with it because there's a lot of things that you can learn from interior design itself, and it actually makes me more aware of my environment, of what the environment needs, of what people needs to survive daily. And so in the end, I didn't regret entering interior design as my major. Wow, that's pretty long, I guess. I'm sorry.
No, it's good because I feel like not a lot of people get the chance to learn something that they actually are into. Because I feel like not a lot of people know right away what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that you just know.
Well, no, to say that I just know is actually not entirely true because there was moments when I was confused myself and worried about what I should take as my major. As I was saying, as a young people, there are a lot of things that changing around us, inside of us and around us. And, with that thing constantly changing, our feelings constantly changing, our decisions constantly changing, at that time there was no certainty, and I just, I pray and I follow what seems right because, and I'm grateful for that because I became in love with what I actually majored on.
And is really good at it too.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Okay, so how about you guys?
Darren, you can go first.
Okay. Well, for me, I think I also talked about this in the previous podcast, but a bit about my background is that my family comes from like a non-artistic background, so no one in my family is an artist, and I guess I'm the first one. So back then, when I was a kid, my mom used to take me to like performances, and the ones that I clearly remembered were her taking me to Disney on Ice performances, right? So it could be like in a year I could go to like 2 to 3 performances, like huge ones, right? We're talking. So those were the ones that kind of attracted me to become a performer because it looked so cool. They're just spinning on ice and like all these things. But I didn't like the ice part, but I just like the performing part. So I kind of took that and then bring it with me. And then when I got the chance to watch or to see Lion King the musical in Singapore, that was my first ever like a Broadway tour show. That was like, okay, I want to be in it. So I guess that was why I wanted to be. And also I just like being on stage
from I was like 10 years old, and I like
It's been
singing.
a while,
so
man. It's been
It's
a
been a
while since we've
while,
been on
but-
stage.
yeah. So that's how I kind of got around this whole deal of musical theater. What about you, Joe?
I feel like we're pretty similar, I think. But like I come from like a family of musicians, not necessarily singers, and they have no idea what theater is. Honestly. And I found out about theater through Glee, as with a lot of people, and that before I know that I wanted to be in music theater, because I didn't know that there is a major for that. Like you can take a degree in like music theater. Like what?
Yeah.
You know? So back then, I just thought of, oh, maybe I can take a degree in singing, and that's it. But then Glee happened, and I'm like, wait, you can go to school for that? Okay, sign me up. So I did. Yeah. And I feel like
Glee.
I thought that I just found out that I am into theater like lately, but looking back, I've always loved like the Barbie movies, and they have songs in it. And my favorite show is High School Musical. Literally, my email is like High School Musical, So I feel like my love for theater has been there since I was little. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you were talking about High School Musical, Joe, I actually remembered when we were middle school mates, right? Those times. Actually, when you told me that you were entering a theater school, I wasn't actually surprised because I thought, wow, this major really suits you. I've known
Really?
Okay, Darren, you know that I've known her since middle school, right?
Was
Yeah.
it 2011?
So we've known each other. I think
Since
it's
2011?
2011.
Yeah.
Somewhere
10
around
years?
that year. And she really loved music. In fact, she was the one who first introduced me to the words boy band and girl band.
Ooh.
I didn't know anything about it, but when she told me about those things, I was like, oh, so there's such thing as boy band and girl band. And we've been doing a lot of gigs together. Not actually gigs, we enjoy doing covers together, right, Joe? Remember doing
I still
Really?
have the
covers
videos.
in my room?
I still have the
That's
video.
so embarrassing. But
No, my first
That's
my
so
first
embarrassing,
singing
but-
lesson was with blah, I can't speak today. My first singing lesson was with you, so
oh yeah, and
that was my first ever singing
behind-
lesson.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wait, you guys took it together?
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, I just noticed. Oh, that's
I
so
think-
cool.
Sal, didn't you sing like Beauty and the Beast, and then I sing Reflection for like this one concert that we did?
Really, what I remember was we singing Taylor Swift "Safe and Sound."
That was in school.
Yeah, that was in school. Oh my god, I just remember everything.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, but because of that, me being around you, I noticed how much you love music and how much you express yourself through music. So when you told me that you were entering theater school, I was like, it wasn't actually a surprise. I was actually, this is the major JoJo was made to do.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, I think it's same with you too. Well, actually, at first I thought you would take fashion design. But now it makes more sense that you're taking interior design, because I can totally see you designing.
Aw.
You will have to design
I-
my house in the future.
I'm curious, how do you met with Darren at the first place? I forgot. You haven't told me, I think.
It's also theater related. Well, my life,
Yeah.
my life just revolves around theater. I'm so boring.
But actually, it's actually a good thing because you have like something that people can notice from you. You know, JoJo, and it's actually related to theater. It's not scattered everywhere.
Yeah,
Mm.
I guess. Same with Darren too, I think. I think for Darren, it's theater and nature.
I was going to say that. I was like, I, I guess this is another topic, but also I do have lots of like other things that I like. So, when people think about me, I think from my perspective, I think they would think what Jojo said, like, yes, theater, but also
About the environment.
the
Darren cares a
environment,
lot
little
about
bit
the
of that.
environment, and I feel like we all should be.
Yeah. Just a little bit, it's enough.
Yeah.
What I actually I have a question because I've been so curious about this. But I've noticed in Celine's Instagram stories, you've been reading a lot of books, and I've seen you just posting really good quotes. And I like to read all of them. Like every time
Me
you have them, like,
too.
oh my god, I need this in my life.
Yeah.
So every
It's a
time she
good-
has a story on his or on her Instagram, I'm like, oh my god, I need to
Because-
screenshot this and like have it somewhere on my
Yes,
room.
because here's the thing, Instagram is very toxic. And like every time I go on it, I literally I think I posted somewhere about this. Like Instagram is very toxic. Every time I'm on Instagram, I feel bad about myself. But then I open Celine's stories and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good for today.
Right.
You know?
Really? Are you guys joking?
The burden has
No.
been lifted up.
Yeah, exactly. And also, just looking at your feed is so satisfying. And how you
Oh, yeah.
post your stories too, it's so aesthetic. Like, I aspire to be that, but I end up
Oh my
not
God.
doing it, so I just don't post altogether.
It's the interior designer in her.
Yeah, exactly.
It shows. It really shows.
And I think that's
Well,
one
this
of the
is good to
reasons.
hear.
I think that's one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, that makes sense because, for as long as I've known you, you've been very, like, aesthetic. That's the only word I can like describe you with. You're very aesthetic.
Wow, thank you. But I don't know what makes you. I'm actually happy that, you know, I get to spread a little positivity around. But I really just. Because nobody really ever like replied my story whenever I posted about my books and what I read. So this is actually the first time I hear about, you know, what I highlighted actually resonates with a lot of people. I know that when a book is published and when people buy it, there must be people who resonates with it.
Yeah.
But whenever I post it, I thought like people would think like, what is she posting about? So to actually know that it helps other people, you know, feel a little positive actually really makes me feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Totally.
I think they do impact a lot of people, but I feel like for our generation, it's just so hard for us to like reply to stories because at least for me, I have social anxiety. So I'm just like, I don't want to bother her. I'm not going to reply, but this really means a lot to me.
No.
You know?
Yeah. I will make sure I'll respond to your stories,
Yeah.
Celine, after this.
Exactly.
Because sometimes
Wait.
in my head, when I react to something, I thought, okay, this person gets it. Like I'm thinking this and they know. And sometimes I thought I already replied, but you know, I forgot to do it like in real life. So it's this,
Wait.
I don't know, there's probably
It's-
something like social media, I don't know, something.
Okay, I need to make this straight, but it's not about the replying. I guess when people feel good about what we post, it's actually enough. We don't need to like receive any reply, but knowing that someone is actually affected in a positive way, it's actually a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally feel
And
that.
also,
Agree.
I want to ask something because I remember Jojo talking about Darren, how he really, really is aware about environment things. Are you, Darren? Are you really aware about environment? Really? Do you do recycling and stuffs?
I'm not like a perfect recycler yet, but I started sorting my waste and do my best to kind of reduce my consumption and everything like that. Yeah.
Really? So you change from plastic to recyclable materials?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do this like every month, like where you gather all the waste in your house and then dump it in the recycling station?
Oh, so
Or-
I actually kind of subscribe to this I don't know how to say it, like a little startup company where they would just
Oh,
pick up
what
your
is it
trash because I've sorted things out, right? It's called Aksi Linkar.
Oh, is it?
They're just
Okay. Well,
yeah.
can you repeat? Sorry.
Aksi Linkar, Aksi as in action, Linkar as in like circle. Aksi Linkar. But they basically pick up my like lots of other people's trash as well, as we sorted them out. So for maybe like once every 2 weeks, something like that, and they'll just pick it up and they will bring it to the proper landfill. Well, not landfill, but like the proper place where they process
Oh, I
different
see.
ways for different things. Things
I
like
see.
that.
That's actually nice. Shout out to Aksi Linkar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Shout out. Oh, they would be so happy. Because you guys, when I was like, hey, I really want to like do this. Can you help me? And like, yeah, for sure, for sure. And they told me like I'm the first youth, like young person, like the first male, young male to
Really?
like do this with them. Yeah. So they were like, we really want to know what motivate you, things like that. They were just like really surprised because the people who subscribe to their service are usually like older women, like momsies, you know. So it was a surprise. Like I wanted to do it.
Sweet.
But do you guys do like what kind of environmental stuff have you guys done?
Oh,
Or
don't do
try
that
to
to
do.
me, Darren.
I'm kind of curious. Because Celine asked, so I was like, I need to ask this back.
I know Celine
I was actually
recycles.
It's a
only
trap.
asking about you. Yeah,
I
well,
feel
I
attacked.
recycles every. Oh no, I recycle every month if I can, but I just knew from Darren about this, community that could actually pick up our waste. So usually I used to bring it to this dumping station instead of them coming to me, to pick it up. So I stopped during this COVID, especially when like this current season when COVID is soaring real high. I stopped collecting waste, but I could actually opt for that option now. Thanks for telling me,
Yeah.
Darren.
For sure, I will. I'll be more than happy to share more info with you about that.
Okay.
Jo?
So Jojo.
Well, I know for me, since being friends with Darren, I feel like I'm more aware of stuff, especially following Think Ahead. Plug right there.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
progress.
Because
Yeah.
like
Tiny progress that matters.
yeah, so I especially with now when I start selling like scrunchies and stuff, I feel like I'm more conscious with the packaging as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's all I
Yeah.
can say as of right now.
Yeah, no, totally.
But no matter how little, I think we can all actually contribute to making the earth a better place.
Yeah.
No matter how little.
Preach. That's so right. I was going to ask you, Celine, going back to the book thing, do you have any book recommendations for our listeners?
Oh. Well, I've actually been reading a lot about self-help book. I think there's no other great time to learn about ourselves more and our potentials more than right now, staying at home and really growing our potentials, right? So I've been reading a lot of self-help books, and I really like The Greatest Secret by, wait, I forgot the author. I think it's Rhonda something. Let me
Is it
check.
The Secret?
Yeah, The Secret. But this one is the second book, The Greatest Secret. Because
Oh,
I feel like it's really the foundation, the base of all self-help book. It's like really the...
I think my mom.
wait. Who was
Wait,
it
hold
by?
on. I have the other version.
Do you have the secret one?
My mom does, but I have the Teen Power one.
I've never heard about that one. By Rhonda.
Yeah.
But this one was by Rhonda. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, Rhonda.
She's
Have you
definitely listening to this.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, but I would actually recommend everyone to read that book because The Greatest Secret is about law of attraction. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys believe in law of attraction? Tiny freeze moment.
I feel like I don't know about it enough to give my opinion on it.
How about you, Darren?
Yes, it's a definite yes, because I mean, I read this book, even though it's not enough for me to kind of grasp into the concept, but I feel like it's enough for me to like get me into believing that law of attraction is
Yeah.
real, and I mean, I've been believing in it, and it's been happening to me. So like,
Right.
I think it's working.
Yeah. I mean, so what's great about this book is, like I said, it's the base, it's the foundation of all other self-help books. And, it's about what you think in your mind and how it affects your life. Your life unfolds based on what you think in your mind. So, yeah, I would really recommend this book to other people to read because it's really, really good. It's about you being aware of yourself. Like, to put it shortly, I mean, this is based on my perspective. People reading book can have many other perspectives, right? This is based on my perspective. So this book offers us to look at ourselves the way, look and feel the way we used. Okay, let me repeat. I'm sorry. This book teaches us to look at the world the way we used to look at it when we were a baby. I mean, when we were a baby, we wouldn't think like what's going to happen 1-2 minutes after, what's going to happen 1 week later. We were just in the moment, present,
Right.
there, right there. When our mom or dad is in front of us, that's what we're focused about. Here's my mom, here's my dad. There's no other things that is, contaminating our minds. So this book really teaches us to be aware and to trust the present moment, to take ourselves back into the present moment instead of being in the past or at the present.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a little about the book.
I think I need to check that out because, fun fact,
You can actually
I've
borrow my
never
book.
read a self-help book.
Wait, what? Did you what?
I've
Wait,
never read a self-help book. I'm so sorry.
Oh, a self-help book. I thought you said a book. I was
Joe.
like,
You can actually borrow the book from me. I would lend it to you. It's actually a good book.
Yes, please. Because if you can see
self-help
behind
book
me,
is the best.
if you can see behind me, I have a whole bookshelf, but none of those are self-help books. Unfortunately, I don't.
But since you've got the basics on like reading books, I think you can read self-help book
Yes, hopefully.
because not all people like reading, right?
Yeah.
But since you like reading already, so it'll be easy for you to read self-help books.
Yeah. Well, I will have
Wait,
to check
can I say a
that
fun
out.
fact?
Yes.
I'm the opposite of Joe, and we've went on this for like a whole episode. but I'm basically opposite to what Joe is. I don't read fictional books.
Wait, I didn't. I
read-
didn't know that. I don't think we've
I think
talked
we-
about books before, but you don't read fiction.
Wait, I think we talk about novels and stuff, like the fact that I don't read novels.
I forgot what I had for dinner.
Oh,
There.
wait,
I don't
sorry.
remember things from weeks ago. I'm so sorry.
But basically, I love reading self-help books, self-development.
I don't have the
So,
attention
have you
span for
read-
that.
Yeah. But the thing is, for me, I think it's more not valuable, but it's more fun to read something that I can apply in my life. So instead of me following a character's journey that leads to just the ending is like predictable or the character dies, something like that, I'd rather have and again, it's my personal preference. I'm not saying it's right or wrong,
Yeah.
but I just prefer to read something that I can reflect back on my own. So unless it's about like, you know, reading other people's journey, like success story, that would be a different one and I would read that.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys know Meridiana? And
I know.
I've read her
I know.
book.
Of course, I know.
I read her book and then I kind of loved it. Like, it's very inspirational.
Yeah. But do you ever read any fictional book, Darren?
For assignments, yes. Guys, I really don't like fictional. I don't know why. Because it's hard for me to keep track of characters, especially when there are like
Yeah,
lots
yeah.
of them. And my brain can't do that.
Is that why you don't watch
But-
movies too? Sal, he doesn't
Part
watch
of it.
movies.
Part of it.
Really?
Part of it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Because it's really hard. I don't know. My brain, I can't retain memory that, like, it's hard for me to retain information.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's hard for me to, like, learn lines, memorize song lyrics.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm
okay.
a musical theater.
I
but
kind of have to agree with that. I have like, probably people would call it short-term memory.
yeah, short-term memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have short-term memory too.
I have short-term memory when it comes to educational stuff. Like if you look back at the video of you guys talking about the self-help books and things like that, you can just see me zoning off because I don't know why. It's just hard for me to keep up. But if you give me a love story plot line, I am on that. Like when I watch movies, I do something else too, but I can still keep track of everything for some reason. I have no idea why. But when it comes to other things, I'm just like blanking out all the time. Yeah,
Oh my god.
I think that's why.
But I
Yeah.
think, so we can actually see the difference here. One side loves to read self-help books and the other loves to read fictional books. Fictional books actually help keep our imagination alive. So I think, Joe, that's why, like, when you're following a movie, it's easier for you to still be on track with the movie.
Exactly.
Because your imagination is alive. You've been reading fictional books since
Since I can
when?
remember.
Middle school, I think. Since
Yeah.
I think that's what's good about fictional books. You know, it keeps your imagination alive when they describe a certain character or a certain event. You know, your imagination just draws it how your imagination wants to draw it. And that's
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
really entertaining about fictional books.
Yeah.
But downside to that,
Yeah.
to like not being able to like, you know, digest self-help books or self-help topics is that I don't look after, you know, everything going on in my life. I feel like I'm living in the fictional world. I think that's like the downside of it too.
Mm,
Yeah,
right.
But
well,
what do you mean by living in a fictional world? Fictional
okay, this is a good segue to a topic that I really want to talk about because it's been driving me crazy for the past few months. because I just
Really?
found out
Whoa.
that not everyone has an inner monologue. Do you know what I mean?
Wait a second.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, here.
Darren, do you have an inner monologue?
Yes, of course
You
I
do?
do.
So do you have an inner monologue?
I do, but I thought everyone do have it because like
Yeah, I
it's
thought
a voice
everyone
from-
does.
It's like an instinct, isn't it?
Exactly. Like if you
Wait,
read.
first of all, wait, Joe, define
Okay.
an inner
So
monologue. for
inner
people who-
monologue is the voice in your head that, for example, if you're reading a book, there's a voice in your head that reads the text. So, for example, if you read Cat in a Hat, you can actually hear your own voice in your head without actually saying the words. That's an inner monologue. And apparently not everyone has an inner monologue. It's so weird.
Oh wait, where did you first found out about this?
TikTok.
Really?
No, actually it's from a podcast. It's if you guys know the YouTuber Colleen Ballinger or Miranda
Oh,
Sings.
yes.
Yeah, she has a podcast and she talks about this too cuz her podcast is with her husband and she has an inner monologue, but her husband does not have an inner monologue. Which
Oh, this is new to me. Wow,
Can
this is
you
why I like to
create-
sit with people and talk because I actually learn new things.
right? It's been so long cuz like I feel like in this pandemic we don't get a chance to like talk to people.
Right, right.
That's one
Yeah,
of the
no.
reasons why we started this podcast too. So that we can talk.
Wait, so describe to me more about this people not having inner monologues.
So people
It's
who
really
don't
confusing.
right, it doesn't make any sense. So apparently, people who don't have inner monologue, they just think about things. Like all they're hearing is like nothing, you know? It's like gibberish, but they don't form actual words in their head. Exactly.
That's
I
really
think-
interesting.
I think only people that doesn't have inner monologues that can. What? I'm really confused because I thought inner monologues are instincts.
Exactly. I think that's I thought that's like a normal thing. But so far everyone I literally send the video to most people I know and be like, "Do you have an inner monologue? Do you have an inner monologue? I need to know." And most of them actually do, but not Megan. Megan who's like a guest in a few episodes
Oh, yeah.
a few episodes ago. But Megan does not have an inner monologue. She told me that's why whenever she read text, she says it out loud. And when she's studying, she actually like talk to herself out loud.
Mm.
So weird.
Oh,
That's really weird.
Cuz like most people who does not have an inner
brain
monologue
freeze.
is they're just like confused because they didn't know that I don't know, for me, I narrate my life. I feel like so like if I'm gonna grab for my bottle, in my head I'm gonna grab my bottle. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Do you guys
Is
do
there
that too?
actually a person who's actually in between that? Because I feel like after you explain it to me, I feel like I'm in between a person who have an inner monologue and a person who doesn't actually have an inner monologue. Because when I'm studying, I would actually read the words out loud to myself. Or when I'm reading a book, I would actually read the lines out loud to myself. Like I'm telling what the book is trying to tell it to me, to myself, if that makes any sense. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel like I also narrate my life. Like, okay, so today I'm gonna do this. Does it make any sense?
No, but I think that's normal because I do that too. Because it I think reading out loud transfers the knowledge faster to your head. Because I feel like that's, I think. I don't know. Is that normal or are we just both weird?
I don't know. What about you, Neri? Where do
Yeah.
you
Wait,
feel like
I
you
don't-
fall into between those two categories?
I feel okay. I don't read my books out loud. I just kind of just read it. But I do have that inner monologue, like knowing that I am reading these words.
Uh-huh.
So like, I don't read and think. I read, I pause, and then I think, and then I continue to read.
Wait. What?
like, like, like when I read things, I read as they are,
Yeah.
as the words are telling me. But I don't. I'm focusing on understanding these words.
So do you like
Yeah.
for example, if you read a sentence, you stop and then you think about what it means? Is it like that?
No, I kind like think about like the concept of or like what the thing is trying to say, or like trying to apply it to my condition. Like how can this like for like I'm talking about like specifically for self-help books, yeah.
Mhm.
I would think of it that way. But if it's like, you know, fiction, then I don't think I would do, you know,
Right.
like pause in every single sentence.
Yeah, I guess I can't comment on that because I don't know.
Yeah, well, actually, I do. Well, with Darren's case, I think I also experienced the same thing. Like when we're reading self-help books, we are so immersed onto understanding what the book is trying to say to us, right? What message it's trying to tell us, and so if we get something good, we might pause and how would I apply this to my life? How would I apply what the book has told me to my life? And so there's this
Right.
reading moment and then there's
Yeah.
this pause moment. So I kind of get your point.
Yeah.
I get you.
But
And I
is
don't
that
know
inner
if-
monologue? Wait, I'm kind of
feel like it
confused. Is
is.
that
Cuz
okay?
cuz people who don't have inner monologues, they literally don't hear anything.
Really?
Yeah, it's
How do they not
Like,
hear
it does
anything?
not
Like,
make any
okay.
sense.
Can you like post it on your Instagram story or something? And I just want to ask, do people with no inner monologue really doesn't have any voice in their head? Because I thought everyone has one, like telling you something like, okay, don't do this, okay, do this, or
Exactly.
okay. Like, because I don't know, isn't it the same as instincts? I'm still confused. I
no
want to
idea.
research more about this.
Is inner monologue equals to self-talk?
I think so. Cuz
Yes.
like for example, if I'm going to reach for something and I'm going to be like, "Oh, it's going to fall." But it's in my head. You know, but I hear the voice. Something like
Yeah.
that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm confusing myself now.
This is actually interesting. I want to know about it more.
Right. Thank you.
Because-
I've been talking
God.
about this, and no one has been like flabbergasted that this is a thing. Like when I found out, I was like, "Hold the phone." People don't have inner monologues. It's so weird. Cause like, what do you do if you're not doing anything? Like,
The brain is
Exactly.
empty. Because
yeah, the brain
I
is
think
empty.
80% of my brain is my inner monologue.
Exactly. My brain never shuts up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's why it's hard. It's hard for me to sleep because my brain won't shut up. So like, must be
Yeah.
nice for people who doesn't have an inner monologue. They can just like sleep and not think about anything. It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I think we should do a
Wait,
poll on
this is so
Instagram to be like, do you have an inner monologue? Yes or no?
Yeah, that would be really interesting. I just want to know how many people who have inner monologue and how many doesn't.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
weird. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Well,
I feel so much better now that
Oh.
I've like let it out and like rant about inner monologues. Also, here's the thing. I feel like my laptop's battery is okay. Here's the thing. For like acting classes, we're told to like basically a technique of acting is like having an inner monologue, right? So if we have a dialogue to say, we should have a thought with it too, so that how we deliver the line is like authentic. So like people who doesn't have an inner monologue, how do you do it? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. It really is weird.
Yeah.
Even now, I do have an inner monologue going on. So
Me
I
too.
don't know, like, right? Like, I
Well,
have
right
things
now I
going on
actually
here.
don't. Right now I actually don't have any inner monologue.
I think mine doesn't shut up
I mean-
ever.
Yeah, me too. I guess when people don't have inner monologues, or when they are not just having it right now, they are living in the present. Because right now, what I can
maybe.
think is like, okay, what am I gonna eat tomorrow? What am I gonna do tomorrow? You know, like I live kind of in the future more than in the past, but sometimes people do live more in the past.
Guys.
That's also an interesting topic. Like, do you live in a future, present, or past?
Wait, before we move on to the next topic,
Yes.
what Darren just said really confused me because, like, isn't that the purpose of our brain to think our next step?
This could be like a topic for another podcast because like okay, my brain. Okay.
I feel like my head is heated right now.
Hold on. Well, my teacher once told me, like my acting teacher once told me, that if a person lives in the future, that's what causes that person anxiety. But if that person lives in the past, that's what caused them to be depressed. Because
Oh yeah, it's a line from "You Are a Badass" book. I'm reading
oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to read that book. But yeah, that's what my teacher told me. So I tend to live in the future because I'm worried about what's happening next.
I live in the past.
See, yeah, people are so different.
What about you,
Joe?
Joe?
You tend to live in the past?
Yes, I am very
Right.
much
Okay.
B word.
We all have different. Okay, I'm living in the present right now. Right now, I'm living in the present. Jojo is living in the past. Darren is living
In the
The
future.
future.
in the future. Can we all just explain?
Okay, so
This is so
well,
interesting.
for me, all I'm thinking, because I just had a dress rehearsal earlier today, I'm thinking about, oh, I messed up my steps, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm thinking. That's me living in
that
the
sometimes
past.
happens to me.
That, or, like, if I'm in, like, a neutral headspace, I always think of the past. Like, for example, when I used to live in Sydney, etc. Because, like, thinking about the future is too much for me. So I tend not to. So I just, yeah.
That's really interesting.
But I don't think I've ever lived in the present, which is I know it's bad, but I don't think I've ever lived in the present. I think I need to read your self-help books, guys.
I'll send it to you
Yeah.
ASAP.
What
How
about
about
y'all?
you, Darren?
Well, similar to Joe, but flip it, move it to the future. Like I'm just kind of well, for Joe, I feel like I don't know. Mine is a bit different because my future is like I'm not thinking about. Sometimes I do think about like what's gonna happen tomorrow and things like that. But mostly, I'm thinking about my future, like my career, what I'm gonna do like 20 years from now, like where do I see myself. So I live for that. I live for thinking about am I preparing enough? Am I doing enough to be where I want to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? So I think mine is more as in like, yeah, that, like being insecure of what I'm doing now. So it creates anxiety everywhere.
I used to be like that, and then the anxiety was so bad that I just stopped thinking about it. I feel like
I want to do that.
no, because you'll think about the past and be depressed.
No. Wait,
No.
but we need to know how to live in the present.
Yes, we need to know about how
Please,
to.
we
Yeah.
need some tips.
One thing I need to say is that I really appreciate this podcast, like especially you both, because being vulnerable is not something that all people want to do, but you really show it here in this podcast. And I think all people doesn't actually have life figured out as well, right? I mean, all of us are confused about what to do. This life, for me, life is a long life learning process. We are challenged to do many different things every day, and you know, living in the present is not surprisingly, it's not actually that hard, I gotta say. And what's been helping me is reading those self-help books, because they are the ones that keeping me grounded, like reminding me, okay, you need to be present, or else you'll miss the moment. Because if we're focused too much on the past, it's something that we can change. But when you're being in the present, you know, okay, this is my moment to change what has happened in the past. And for the future part, you know, what I do now will affect the future. But what I'm trying to say is like this: if in the present moment we're trying to think, okay, if I do this, focusing on trying to make the right step to the future will eventually waste your present, because
Yeah.
nobody knows what's right, nobody knows what's wrong. It's just you being there in that moment and what you feel right to do. I think that's being present for me. It's like right this moment I'm talking to you guys. I feel like, okay, I'm having a conversation with you guys. I'm enjoying this time with you guys. I'm reconnecting myself with you guys, and yeah, that's the view of present moment to me right now. But there's still a lot of things to learn about present moments.
Oh my gosh, I wish I can be like that.
Yeah. We all should strive for that. Wait, Celine, do you do meditation? This is a random, but do you do meditation?
Yeah, I do meditation every day.
That's the key. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the key. I knew it. Because a lot of people have told me like meditation really helped them to like
Wait,
be present,
but
be more
meditation is actually also a process, because when I first started, I also heard from a lot of people, especially when COVID first started. I started doing meditation last year, 2020. And when I first started, I was like a little confused. What am I actually doing? What voice should I hear? I kept on focusing on my past, my present, like, what am I doing? This is so weird, you know, being silent and thinking your thoughts, because my thoughts was really messed up at that time. And I learned that it's actually a process to actually get to know yourself. Like, and when you start to get the rhythm of meditation, you'll get easier through it. You know what to hear, you know how to be present. And again, I must say that books really help me understand what meditation truly means, like being aware about yourself, about what's surrounding you. Sometimes we don't even notice that there's bird chirping outside our window, I mean. But when you took that silent moment, everything seems to be released out of your body, and it feels really good. Even for just 5 minutes in the morning, it actually resets everything. Like, you know that feelings when you wake up and you already think like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to finish this, I need to finish that. And when you meditate, it shuts it all out. It like disappears into thin air. I don't know, but it's magic. I gotta say, it's magic. And again, I repeat, it's a process, and eventually you'll get there. I believe eventually we
It's
all will.
step by step.
If we really pour it out to meditation, eventually all of us will get there. I'm actually still in the learning process as well.
Yeah, I feel like didn't we talk about this, like, you meditate, right? Wait.
I used to.
Yeah. But I've never meditated in my life. But
Really?
I mean I've tried, But
Oh, okay.
every time I tried, I'm like, back to the inner monologue thing. My brain doesn't shut
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we should after this whole COVID thing, we should all get together and meditate together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Definitely.
idea.
Let's go to like a serene place and like prep ourselves.
Yeah.
Like have like a
Yeah.
meditation trip.
Saying that, I'm probably gonna be like, I need to like
You would
say
just
something
start
now.
humming,
I need to like do something.
burst out into a song.
Cause like I can't focus on one thing, you know? Like
Yeah.
So like there's so many things going on.
kind of like if I'm only doing one thing, it gives me like anxiety. You know, that's why whenever I watch a movie, I have to be doing something else. Like for example, I play games on my phone, etc. Like right now, we're talking and I'm playing with a scrunchie cuz I just can't like stay still and do just one thing at a time. You know what I
But
mean?
Joe, when you say you can just stay still and do one thing at a time, so are you actually good at multitasking?
Kind of. Yes and no, depends on the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
I feel like not really. Like for example, if I am sewing scrunchies, I have to be listening to something. I can't
Mm.
I think the problem is I can't be in total silence. I think that's my problem because I constantly have to have something going on. Like sometimes if I can't sleep, I put a podcast on. And then I can sleep. Yeah, I think that's why.
What about you, Darren? Can you do multitasking?
I don't think I can. And I heard about this before from I don't know who, but like they said multitasking isn't real. Like I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it's basically you prioritizing different things. It looks like it's at the same time, but you're just kind of flipping between tasks, like
Yeah.
changing your focus. And I mean, you really can't do typing something while you're like doing other things, like literally at the same time. But you can look like you're doing multitasking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not multitask because sometimes I do get distracted with a lot of things going on.
I think for me it's
Yeah.
like doing one main thing and doing something else that is not that I don't have to think about. Like for example, playing with my scrunchie, I don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to like I don't have to think about it. It's just like something to fiddle
Mm-hmm.
on, you know?
What about you, Sal? Do you multitask?
No, I definitely can't do multitasking. No, that's not in my dictionary. I really can't. Like, when people say, "Why can't you multitask?" I was like, "How do you do multitasking?"
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, I won't like. I'm not sure if I'm able to finish this one work. So how am I supposed to do
Yeah.
other things while I'm finishing
Yeah.
this work?
Yes,
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I definitely can do multitask. But if Jojo say to have something to fiddle on, am I right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It got me thinking, does it resonates with, us as millennials, as Generation Z, right?
Mhm.
Are we considered as Generation Z?
Yes. We
Yes.
are Gen Zs.
Is it connected to us can't stopping ourselves from being productive? Is it interlocking or?
Maybe also with that having to be productive thing, I feel like that's a social media thing, don't you think? Like we see people being
like
productive
it's
on
a-
social media. That's why we're like, oh, I need to be doing something. Don't you think?
I don't know.
'Cause-
What about you, Darren?
I feel like social
thinking.
media definitely has a big role in how we spend our attention span. Because oh my god, the past few days I've been on scrolling on Instagram endlessly, mindlessly, and that was once you're in that hole, you can't get out of it unless you force yourself to. Like unless you shut down
Darren,
your screens.
social media detox.
Detox. I knew it. You're gonna
tried
say it. I knew it. I'm not, but like, you know, guys, you know how you can look up your screen time and what you spent your time
Yes.
mostly on. Mine was Instagram, and I know that was like, oh my god, I could like spend 4 to 5 hours. It's crazy, but I'm starting to like limit myself, and to an hour and 30 minutes every day. But I keep on failing. I keep on do it later. Do it. You know, just keep on canceling.
Wait,
Let me. It's super addicting.
but dear, do you have
It's
TikTok?
just super yeah, but it's not on my phone. It's on my iPad.
See,
I'm smart, because-
since TikTok, I don't go on Instagram as much. Because
Okay.
I love
TikTok is more
Instagram.
relatable. People are like not doing well over there. And I relate.
But Instagram is just launched Reels, right? And it's kind of similar to TikTok.
Yeah.
That's why I picked Instagram.
Here's the thing. There's this whole beef between TikTokers and people who do Reels. And I'm kind of on the side of TikTok. I don't get Reels. Like, because people just repost what they post on TikTok, essentially.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
what basically what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's this whole joke going on where people send each other reels, and like, for example, if you send me a reel that has been on TikTok for a few weeks, I could be like, that's been on my For You page like 2 weeks ago, you know? So for me,
Yeah.
reels is just like a not updated version of TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, not to offend, like, if you do reels, good for you, you know? But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see. But how about you, Sel? Do you how? Wait, what was our first question?
How do you
Oh, social
manage with
media.
like Instagram?
Oh.
Was
Yeah.
it really the question?
No, the question was about social media. How that
Affects
our attention,
yeah.
affect our productivity. Do you think social
Really?
media plays a role in
Well,
that?
Social media do actually took a great amount of parts in my life, personally, especially Instagram,
Mhm.
since I spend most of my time like Darren do in Instagram, scrolling
Mhm.
and like actually comparing my life to other people, like seeing them, you know, being successful at this, doing this, doing
Mhm.
that at some moments in life that actually adds pressure to myself. And you know, you gotta keep moving to be like them, like inner monologue.
The inner monologue.
We're back to that.
Oh my god.
but again, I think these conversations combine. I have moments where I took back the attention to the present, like, okay, focus on your own timeline, you know, connecting the dots from the past, not trying to create the present. Like, let it flow, let it unfold the way it wants to unfold, the way you actually want it to unfold. Focus on what you do right now. But speaking about social media, yes, it do affect my life personally for most parts.
Mhm.
And you know, just seeing the highlights of people over there, we forget that they too might be experiencing something
Yeah.
that's not really good to be shared about.
Yeah, because people only show what they
Mhm,
want to
yeah.
show.
Yeah, it's curated pixels after all.
That's why I don't go on
Yeah.
Instagram anymore.
I just love Instagram.
I only
Yeah,
go.
I can't leave Instagram.
I only go on Instagram.
Especially. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Wait,
I only
what,
go.
Joe?
I only go on Instagram to promote stuff. But I
You should
literally
promote
don't.
things on TikTok.
Huh?
You should promote things on TikTok.
I do sometimes, but the
Oh.
algorithm on there is like not very good sometimes. But
Mm.
like I feel like I never scroll through my feed anymore. Like I only go
Mm.
there to if I want to rant, but like only to like close friends or yeah, to promote things. Or if I want to like sometimes upload a photo or something. Yeah, but I don't really scroll on there cuz like it it really puts me down, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do sometimes feel that, but it's so addicting.
Come on,
I wanna go
Darren.
back.
Social
Yeah.
media detox.
When Darren said
Literally our last
when
episode.
Darren, yeah, I heard your last podcast, by the way.
Oh, really?
You guys were speaking about detox. Of course, I listened to it. Well, when Darren was speaking about Instagram being addicting, Darren, right now it became more addicting, especially when there's reels. I mean,
Oh my god.
I-
Ugh.
I feel like Instagram has it all. You know, Snapchat is there. Feeds there.
Literally,
Now, something similar to
literally.
TikTok is there. So everything is there, and
Yeah.
it like become this one big hole
Yeah.
of a vacuum.
Yeah.
It keeps
Yeah.
on.
There's two
I-
things on that, which is one, it's simpler that everything is in one app. The second
Yeah.
one, it's more complex at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
I personally like it because I already built my Instagram from like 2013, and now I've gained like so much momentum, and I'm trying to keep that up and increase it more. But if I go on TikTok, I feel the need to rebuild myself, like reestablish who am I,
Right.
what am I here for,
Right, right.
all that things. Although I mean, it doesn't have to be like that, but I just feel that way. Like I already have like my platform, I have my audience on Instagram, so why would I want to have you to have another thing on TikTok? Like it seems like you're seeing two different sides of me when it can only be one. So that's my personal take on why I'm not like super active on TikTok. I guess.
I feel like I'm very different. Me on Instagram and me on TikTok is two different people, two different person.
Yeah.
Why would you just describe yourself like that? I want
Because
to know more.
Because here's the thing, I think since the pandemic, I've been very distant with people, and the thought of sharing like somehow a part of me with other people is so hard. And I don't know, I think it's just like a fear of judgment or something, so I feel like I can't post a lot of things on Instagram because of that. But on my TikTok, because the people who know my TikTok are people who I am close to, and I follow them because I'm close to them. That's why I can just like post anything I want. And the other people who watch me are people I don't know, so like I don't really care. But for example, Instagram has a lot of people from high school, from middle school, from uni, and it's just, I don't know, gives me a lot of like anxiety posting things on Instagram. I'm always like, oh, did I make a mistake, or should I not post that, and things like that. Even though I used to like post a lot of stories of my day-to-day life. Like if you see my Instagram highlights, I have a lot of things on there. But since the past year, there's nothing. Yeah. What about you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel like,
What takes on TikTok?
yeah. Sal, do you have a TikTok?
No, I don't. I
Aw.
don't. I don't have a TikTok, but I know quite everything about it, like For You page and
Yeah.
things like that. Oh, I think even though they're quite similar, there's obviously a difference between both of them. I mean, like TikTokers, some TikTokers will stay in TikTok world. Some will try to move to Instagram. I mean, I don't know. Do you think the same? Like
Yeah,
when you
that's
have
another
when you're
thing.
given one platform where you can have it all, why won't you want to move? But some people has their name attached to TikTok, if I'm allowed to
Yes.
say it that way.
Yeah.
Like
Right? Like
Charlie D'Amelio.
you know,
Usually,
they were
yeah.
they was first known there, and with reels coming in Instagram, you know, it makes it easier for Instagram to actually do it, because when TikTok was the first one, right?
Yeah.
And people were still figuring out, how can I use this app, you know, how can it benefit me, how can it benefit us.
Yeah.
But now that there's reel on Instagram, people actually know, oh, I can create good things with reels, like short movies or something, and it actually becomes a benefit to people on Instagram. They know how to use it already to catch attention.
Yeah. I think for me, just like the reason why I like prefer TikTok over Instagram is because I think Instagram is very like picture perfect. You know what I mean? Like everything
Yeah.
is very aesthetically pleasing. Even the reels that I saw, like I've literally like taught my mother how to do reels the other day cuz she has no idea what's going on.
Uh-huh.
But that was the first time I've ever like used reels and like see what people post on reels. And I'm just like, they make it very aesthetic. Like they post about their garden and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But on TikTok, I guess it depends on your For You page too. But a lot of the videos that I get are people that I can like relate to, I guess that's why I go on TikTok
That's
more.
why it's For You page.
Exactly.
For Josephine or for you.
I think it's just very depressing and I relate.
All right.
Okay, so we are going to stop right here for now, but we will be continuing on part 2.
Guys,
Yes.
I want to say something to the listeners. If you're listening up till here, guys,
You're a
thank you
real
so much. It means a lot to Jojo and
Yeah.
Darren. And to me.
Yes.
Yes.
So we will see you next week with part 2 with Celine.
Yay.
Yay.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you. Thanks, Celine.